In my life, I've gone out in public as a superhero not once, but twice. And on neither occasion did I get my ass kicked. And that surprised me because Staten Island is full of crazy assholes.
Me and Hit Girl were training every day. There were more and more people joining us every night.
Colonel Stars and Stripes, reporting for duty.
I love Subway! Hey everybody, welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm John Maffio, and today's featured movie is Kick-Ass 2, directed by succeeding director from Matthew Vaughn, Jeff Wadlow, and it stars Aaron Johnson, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Chloe Grace Moretz, and the always great Jim Carrey. As the story for the sequel commences, some time has obviously passed. Aaron Johnson's character is no longer being kick-ass because it's just too difficult of a job to accomplish. Hit Girl has hit puberty, but McLovin still has his vengeful plan to kill Kick-Ass after what he did to his father. And after some events unfold, Kick-Ass, Hit Girl, along with some other superheroes, must team together and join forces with Justice Forever, the leader being Jim Carrey, to stop McLovin and his team of evil villains. Now, before I say anything else about Kick-Ass 2, I have to say, Kick-Ass 1 is one of my favorite movies of the last 5 to 10 years. I own the Blu-ray. I have a poster on my wall. When I first saw it in theaters, I left with a smile. I mean, I can't describe how I felt leaving the theater for that movie. I wanted to watch Kick-Ass 1 again immediately after I left the theater. Kick-Ass 2? I didn't. And not just that I didn't want to watch it again immediately, I walked out of the theater for Kick-Ass 2 feeling rather disappointed. But hang on guys, hold your horses, because I do have good things to say about Kick-Ass 2. It's just, the movie's a mixed bag. The acting is very fun to watch in a contagious way, the action is very violent and gory, and the movie attempts to retain that self-aware comic book feel from the first movie, and for the most part it does. But the big problem with Kick-Ass 2 is that I blame the director Jeff Wadlow too for this. It feels weightless, there's no gravity to the situation, and it feels like Kick-Ass 2 is just floating through the rhythms and the motions. It doesn't know what it wants to be, and there's a clear lack of direction, because even though the plot knows where it's going to go from beginning to end, it doesn't know what it wants to be tonally. For example, Christopher Mintz, aka Chris D'Amico, aka McLovin, the actor is doing his job, and he's a goofy comedic actor, as we know from movies that he's done before, and it works because he's trying to be a supervillain, but he's an idiot. And you get that through this movie. But the screenplay just doesn't allow him to work through the motions in the way that makes it good. Therefore, in a lot of moments, he feels too cartoony and it takes you out of the movie. A big aspect of Kick-Ass was the humor, and in this movie, the humor is, at some points, a bullseye and at some points a misfire. Because at some points it hits hard, and at other points it's just really perplexing and confusing because I was just sitting there being like, that's the direction they took with that joke? Like, some of the comedy does have build-up, but the payoff isn't executed well. Also, the first Kick-Ass did a great job of blending that serious drama with the comedy. The drama in this movie actually took very dark turns, which surprised me, because I didn't read the comic for Kick-Ass 2, the Volume 2, and I liked the direction they took with a lot of the dramatic moments, but mixed with the humor, it didn't blend all that well. What I'm trying to say, basically, is that Kick-Ass 2 wasn't consistent. It had great moments. It had a lot of scenes where I was watching going, wow, this could be a great Kick-Ass 2. It could be a great movie. And there are other scenes where I'm watching and I'm considering myself thinking, wow, this is not what I expected from a Kick-Ass 2. Or any movie that I would qualify as good. Also, concerning the climax, which will draw heavy comparisons to The Dark Knight Rises, it was fun to watch, very entertaining, but the payoff in the actual climax at the very end just really just fell off the map. Words such as lazy, complacent, and mediocre come to mind when I think about the climax, along with the rest of the movie. However, my favorite attribute of Kick-Ass 2 is the addition of Jim Carrey along with some other great castings, because the fact this movie is about this big team of supervillains and superheroes, and Jim Carrey's the leader, and he's the best new addition to the cast. Even though he's underused, in my opinion, he really stands out when you think about this movie. You also have all these new characters who want to become superheroes because they were inspired by Kick-Ass, and supervillains who were inspired by Red Mist, aka the Mother Effer, and they're very clever with the jokes and what they name themselves. But other than that, this movie is just very inconsistent. The humor is off point at many moments. And as a whole, I was just disappointed with Kick-Ass 2. Sorry to say, but you know how much it pains me to say that? You have no idea how much it pains me to say that. I wanted to like this movie. I wanted to love it. I just ended up enjoying it. Where's your potential? This movie was. Kick-Ass 2 is a 3 out of 5 stars. It's a full-course Applebee's meal. Now, given that's not so bad of a grade, but given the expectations I had for this movie, could have been a lot better. Sorry to be Debbie Downer, but that's how I personally felt. However, when you see Kick-Ass 2, let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. Or if you've already seen it, let me know what you thought about it now. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you enjoyed this review. Also check out Facebook, Twitter, and We Live Film in the info box. Sometimes I just talk way too fast and I have no idea what I'm saying until after I say it. I feel like Quicksilver or the Flash. Like, oh my god! I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones. This might sound creepy coming out of a 20-year-old's mouth, but Chloe Grace Moretz, she's getting cute. And it's really disturbing how cute she's getting. Like, I'm developing a crush on her and she's like 5 years younger than me. Hello, bear. Alright, I'm gonna stop now. See you next time.
We're the good guys.
They're the dead guys.
Franz, wieder. Oh, Jesus! Yeah, there's a dog on your back.